This is from the 33rdteam.com. Those are former executives, player personnel guys in the NFL. 2024 NFL Power Rankings. They go Chiefs 1, Niners 2, Lions 3, Ravens 4, Bills, Texans, Packers, Eagles, and then they have the Browns at 9. Outside of the 49ers, Browns might have the best overall roster in the NFL outside of the quarterback position. That's the only reason they are ranked 9th. Browns need Deshaun Watson to get back playing at a high level, or else they will continue to be just a borderline playoff team. Yes, he needs to play better for them to be a threat to go to the Super Bowl. Joe Flacco, for as well as he played, turned the ball over like crazy. If Deshaun Watson plays competent, they are a threat to win the AFC North. If he plays really well, they're a threat to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I think and Watson's one of the biggest X factors in the entire AFC, and that's a division. It's to me, it's really the only division in football where you feel like all four teams really have a legitimate shot to win it, and the Browns are in that as much as anybody, right? And I think it just comes down to the whole thing being more consistent, and it's always hard. I've done roster rankings like this the last couple of years as well, and how much weight do you place on the quarterback, right? When you talk about a team like Kansas City, where maybe their roster isn't number one, but you do have Patrick Mahomes. So how much of a bump do you give that, or how much of a bump down do you give a team with a question at quarterback, right? Like Watson. I think the other thing too is Nick Chubb coming off a major injury, right? It's not just the usual ACL. It was just one of the worst injuries that we saw all of last season, and he dealt with that once before in college too. So I think you really have the two prime pieces on this offense as major question marks heading into the season. I can see why they're down at 9, but certainly they're going to be in the playoff race with their defense alone. And you mentioned it, if they just get competent play out of their quarterbacks, which Flacco, despite some gunslinging, gave them, they can certainly be a playoff team. And again, if this was a team that got a home field advantage with their defense, could be really dangerous for almost anybody.
Well, the other thing is they bring back most of. They didn't really lose anybody that they really wanted to come back. And they have guys that were hurt that are coming back as well. They did that with, their fourth and fifth tackles and playing 4 quarterbacks. I mean, there's got to be a mix in there somehow that is a positive.
Absolutely. I mean, you wonder if just some of it comes down to good luck, right? Good and bad luck from season to season, and injury luck and volatility. It seems like there's 4 or 5 teams in the league every year that just catch the injury bug so bad that it kills them. But the Browns caught it and it didn't kill them, and they still found a way to make the playoffs, even with Joe Flacco as their quarterback. So they have a boatload of talent, no question. They're starting 22. If they're all out there and effective, is very likely a top 5 roster in the NFL. There are just enough question marks at very, very key spots, right? When you talk about quarterback and offensive tackle and their run defense still isn't great. And wide receiver, they have a lot of open competitions going. There's question marks at key spots as opposed to just legitimate holes. So you know what? Honestly, it might just come down to better luck.